Good evening, folks. Another video for today. I'm still walking about. Dog is doing well. I'm going to talk to you. Probably it's going to be a short video. Let's see how short it is. I want to talk to you about puppy contracts, dog contracts, all these contracts that nowadays people are. Some people are using to sell dogs and to spook buyers. Now, let's talk about contracts in general. Okay? Now, contracts, one thing, in order for a contract to be valid, there has to be a give and take in the situation. It can't be a contract that just favors one side and not the other. Okay? That's a contract. Part of a contract legally. Obviously, there's more into it, but in general terms, a contract is that both sides need to be somewhat equally, fairly compensated for either service or goods provided. So being goods being the dog. Now, we got some crazy people saying, hey, if you do this or you do that, I'm going to go with the cops and take the dog away. It doesn't work that way. It truly doesn't work that way. It is not like that. And either the guy saying it is, or the kennel saying it is just an undereducated or uneducated individual, or he's just being sneaky. I would say a lot of times it's undereducation. They think that a contract is just a contract. Now, what do I mean by that? Now, you can put things in the contract. Anything. You could put anything in the contract. Any type of thing. You can have lawyers sign it and this and that. It doesn't mean they are enforceable. It doesn't mean they are either enforceable or it isn't as simple as, hey, I think you did this. I'm going to call the cops and go with them to pick up or somebody else on my behalf is going to go pick up. No, it doesn't work that way. A contract is a legally binding agreement. And in order for you to enforce parts of it, you have to have a judge acknowledge and agree that this or that happened in order for a clause, because that's what it's called. A clause is a part of the stipulations in the contract that tells both sides what's expected and of both sides, and what is given in return, and what happens when things do not go as the contract says. So those are the stipulations. If this happens, this is going to happen. If that happens, this is going to happen. So now, some people, the sneaky people, I have making contracts and saying, hey, if I see you online, in dog forums, or if I see you, in ADBA show, or it can be called, like if they think that you're fighting dogs, all that, they can't. First of all, the cop is going to say, do you have a judge's a judge order, a court order? Answer is going to be no. So what will happen? Well, what really has to happen before anybody can take a dog or a property away from you? Well, one thing that has to happen is, oh shoot, looks like I'm sorry about that, guys. I just realized it was sideways. So anyway, let me bring it back. So what will happen is that if that person or that kennel really wants that dog back, they have to hire a lawyer, go to the see, that's kind of tricky, because if it's an international agreement, because if the person lives outside the country, the person may have less rights in that contract. But if it's a contract with people and with people that live in the United States, then that person may have to go to court, find the correct jurisdiction for this. Have to find the correct jurisdiction for this. File an order, file a request for this order, and then go through the process of serving you being the other side of, making sure that you're being served. Served meaning somebody that a third party has to hand you the order to go to court. The order that you have to go to court and litigate, fight, talk, and have the judge figure out if it's a good idea. I was selling some Pampers on. I'm like, what the hell Pampers doing there? But if one or the other side has it right. So when people are saying, oh, you're a court order, I'm gonna have contracts, then you have to sign it, and I'm gonna take the dogs away. These are chihuahuas barking at the air, okay? Those contracts, the guy will be spending a lot more money. We're spending a lot more money on judges, on airplanes, on all kinds of things. If they don't live in your area, they don't live in your state, because they will have to come and testify themselves, so they'll be wasting their time. They have to, otherwise, and risking the judge throwing all of it out the window, and then they're already wasting thousands of dollars trying to get a dog back. All right, so when you hear these contracts, just giggle. A lot of them is a lot of bark. All these people, all these kennels that say this and that, they're just barking, and just let them bark at the wrong tree, bro. Just read up on contracts, read up on enforcing contracts, read up on breaking of contracts, and in fact, things like that. Don't let people tell you. You do your own research. Like, I'm giving you some information. This is not legal advice. This is just some information I learned through college, law courses, right? Not like LAW, law. I don't mean LOW. I mean LAW courses, business law. I am in finance, so business law was one of my classes. So don't be taken for a fool. And as a matter of fact, if a person's telling all that, it's likely that they're not selling you what you're looking for. Shadiness comes in bunches. So if you see one shady thing about the person, there must be other shady things about him. So be aware. Don't be taken advantage. I think I'm gonna put this video also on my before you buy a puppy list. Most people will appreciate getting this advice, because there's different type of contracts. I do agree that contracts that make both parties understand that the dog is not going to be used for any illegal activity. I understand that, but because that person that's selling the dog needs to cover themselves in making sure there's an agreement there that the expectation is pet house, which I agree, or a house where the dog is going to be you doing activities, or athletic activities that are legal. There's plenty of them now for these dogs. So so educate yourself on the law, educate yourself on the people in these dogs, because there's a lot of people that are shady. Most people are shady. Unfortunately, most people are shady, and it breaks my heart to say it, but I want to say like 15% of the people in the dogs, maybe 20. I want to say 20. I want to be a wishful thinker. That come on, bye. So it is what it is. I hope that you find some use for this. This is Tony Montana. Until next time.